So whether it's this or this, here's a few things to think about when it comes to basic camera skills. Here's a tip: learn the colors of your start recording and stop recording. I filmed the entire interviews on standby mode. True story. We can't talk about camera skills without actually talking to a cameraman. Bezner, thank you for joining us. Can you share with us some tips?
Well, the three things you want to look out for are the camera placement, your composition, and your lighting.
Camera placement, can you tell us more?
Camera placement is important because where you place the camera is the point of view of the audience. You want to try and put the camera in places where your eyes normally don't find themselves. The view that you have with your eyes on top of your head, that's a very mundane view, you see it all the time. And so personally I feel that it's more interesting to place the cameras in places where people don't usually look, because that offers a different perspective of the world, which really helps with making cinema feel a little bit more surreal, a little bit more interesting and filmic.
What do you recommend in terms of the composition or framing, I mean, from your experience?
So, when you are capturing images with a camera, you are rendering a 3D space into a 2D image. So that means that you can't think about your shot in terms of the 3D space. I mean, to some extent you do, but at the end of the day, you are still capturing an image for a 2D presentation. Sure, you want to think about whether somebody's nearer or further from the camera, but you also need to think about, is the person going to be on the cameras on the left of the frame or the right of the frame? And why would he be on whichever side of the frame? What's the point of the scene here?
With framing, I love to see emotions, I love to see the face. So by all means go closer, more expression, more personal.
Slimy still moving in my mouth.
But remember, in the likes of Facebook or Instagram, a lot of people are going to watch with the sound off, so you're probably going to get a subtitled moustache or subtitled lips and teeth. So leave some space around your image for stuff like this. I walk into a room, I'm not thinking light. How can you help me?
Just be conscious of the lights in your scene. When you step into the set, think about where is the light coming from, especially on a low-budget indie film when you don't have a lot of control. In a pinch, daylight is one of the best sources of light in the world. Sure, it's fickle, but it's free.
Bezner's next book is going to be called It's Fickle, but It's Free. So you mentioned the depth of field. How can you separate? Is there any tricks that you can try and separate your source from a background?
If your subject is very brightly lit, you want to put them against a dark background. If your subject's going to be lit very dark, you're going to want to put them against a light background. Dark on light, light on dark. It's a very simple way to create contrast, and it helps your subjects really stand out in the frame and really pop.
Bokeh, which comes from the Japanese word bokashi, which means blur, is really good for stylizing in the field shots when you want to make your subject pop, or for interviews when you want to create some depth between your subject and the background and blur the background really nicely. Bokashi. Bokashi de gozaimasu. Hey, bokashi de gozaimasu. Right, what else we got to do?